Criticism for India's Asia Cup squad isn't pausing. There is continuous scrutiny on the kind of team the selectors have picked this time. Now, fans have shown their disappointment already. Experts are not too far behind, with one even claiming that this team cannot win the T20 World Cup. Now look, it's always tough to appease everyone when you are a decision maker, but I want to break down the thinking that usually goes behind selecting a squad for a tournament. Now, there are many parameters that are taken into account here while building a side. One, of course, is the tournament itself. Where is it being played? What are the conditions? Who are the oppositions? And how can you stack up your side to counter all of this? Then, of course, is your team. Who should lead? Who should be the vice-captain? Because that's just as crucial. There may be injuries and you need a good second in command. The logic is that that should be your future captain. Then, of course, the personnel around these two. How balanced can you make this side? How many batters vis-a-vis bowlers? A few all-rounders just to keep the balance correct. You work from inside out. You plan your 11 and then bring in your backups to make up your squad. That's how it normally works. And more importantly, you look at form and performance, and there has to be a long-term vision here. Certain experts feel this side has failed to do much of this.
We might win the Asia Cup with this team, but there is no chance of winning the T20 World Cup with this bunch. Is this the preparation for the T20 World Cup, which is hardly 6 months away? They have gone backwards.
Srikkanth's observations carry some weight. He's had an average career as a flamboyant opener, but he's been a World Cup winner himself, and he's been the chief of selector when India lifted the World Cup for the first time since 1983. So you can pay some heed to what he says. He says that this team here, yes, can win the Asia Cup, sure. The oppositions aren't too threatening, though there could be some close encounters, but this side cannot win you the World Cup. That's what I mean when I said earlier that a selection needs vision. You have to be planning for the next big event. In this case, it's the T20 World Cup. More so when it's just the next year. You aren't going to be playing too many T20 internationals. So whenever you get a chance, it has to be keeping in mind that big goal. Your squad for the T20 World Cup. Now, the selectors say this may not entirely be the team that plays the World Cup, but shouldn't that be the intention somewhere from the start? And it begins here. And if you could be long-sighted to bring in someone like Shubman Gill and make him the vice-captain after displacing your vice-captain Axar Patel, who's just a few months into this gig, sure, you could do the same for the rest, isn't it?
Axar Patel has been axed from vice-captaincy. I don't know how Rinku, Singh, Shivam, Dube and Harshit, Rana have come in. IPL is considered the main criteria for selection, but the selectors seem to have considered performances before that.
Maybe they just couldn't arrive at a consensus. Even so, while a team needs to be built on continuity, a team also needs performers, players in form, and those who have delivered in the biggest stage like the Indian Premier League. That's pretty much your betting ground to pick up your future T20 squad. So then why get in certain force fits who haven't been in the scheme of things of late, who haven't been in top form, and leave out leaders and proper reliable members whom you only forced to prove themselves or else? So bottom line, there doesn't seem to be a uniform way in dealing with this whole selection. Some seem decisive and with conviction, while some just seem to be rushed with no proper thought. Maybe they felt the World Cup is still some months away, but isn't foresight key when it comes to big tournaments? Or are they waiting for something to go off to scramble about and then aim to get it right?
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
geschäftsführenden Direktoren,
Hindi,
$30 trillion का कर्ज हो
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali. Stop.
Japanese,
4兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.